Debt has been normalized in our culture. Often it's being portrayed as a tool, as a vehicle to help you get places. But today we're going to talk about how and why you should consider paying it off. What's up, everybody? Irina and Alina here with Property Sisters NorCal.
Hey everybody. Hi Irina.
Hello.
So specifically today we're going to discuss how I personally have been able to pay off 20K in 6 months. It's a pretty incredible journey that I didn't even know what I just set a goal and went after it and
Yep.
voila.
It was actually very inspiring watching you. So,
Yeah, I gave up a lot. I gave up
Yes.
my independence, people.
The
It was terrible.
INDEPE. Yes.
So yeah, first step, like before I get into that, for somebody that is wanting to buy a house, Irina, as a realtor, explain how personal debt, such as not limited to school debt or say car
Yeah,
payments or anything
yeah.
like that, loans, how can that hurt a person if they're trying to buy a house?
That is a great question. And honestly, a personal passion of mine, especially when I see people that are well off in life with their jobs, careers, and businesses. And instead of investing into, say, even real estate, buying your own first home to leverage in the future, they end up buying expensive cars and they like invest into different ways.
Depreciating.
Motorcycles that depreciate immediately after you ride off from the cars,
Ouch.
dealership.
Yes.
So anyway, how that affects real estate pre-qualification. So every time you consider buying a house, you're gonna get to the lender and say, "Hey, Mister, Mrs., Miss, whatever, I need to buy a house. Here's my tax returns. Here's my checks and all that. Please look at it and let me know how much I qualify for." They look at your cars and how much you owe in debt, school loans a month, and there's this thing called ratio. And the normal case is 45% ratio, where income to debt ratio, and the income has to be over the debt in ratio.
Okay.
Because the banks are looking for your ability to pay off the mortgage, which is the ultimate debt that people accumulate in their lives. And if you have the small debt like credit cards, cars, motorcycles, or student loans, that really can hurt you, because then they take, if it's say 45%, and then just take whatever is left over, and you end up qualifying for just a very tiny amount of a house, which you can't afford in today's market. So that's a
Yeah.
short version.
So because of that, because of going to a loan officer and saying if you're pre-approved or not, I got a strong desire to own a house. A few years back, even when I was in West Virginia, I started to think about, hey, I should stop, throwing money away to my good friends and do a roommate thing, just, start owning things and start investing into
Yeah.
homes and whatnot. So as I researched deeper, I got the big slap in the face of like, hey, Alina, you have over 30K of debt, school loans, and then I had a motorcycle debt loan. So
Just, like the normal lifestyle.
a
Some
normal
people-
lifestyle, it's not even keeping up with the Joneses. It's just like doing things in life. It's just so normalized in our
Yeah.
culture today.
Yeah.
It's just like I wasn't doing anything anybody else was doing differently. At least so I thought. So then I got this. A few years later, I made minimal payments on school loans and whatnot. But when I looked into a house more seriously and seeing what I could get pre-approved for, I basically was faced with the decision of knocking out 20K debt as soon as possible. Like just snowball debt, as a really known world-class financial guru named Dave Ramsey.
I love him.
Yeah, he's so practical, and
Yeah.
there's simple steps to paying off the debt. It's just, I don't know, it's just amazing. I don't know if I didn't do he has a setup of putting cash into envelopes. Not my thing,
We actually did that. Honestly, we
You guys
had
did that?
we had snow debt, whatever,
Snowball
snowball
debt.
debt, paying off, and we literally had envelopes, and we used them all the time, and it was, anyway. That's not the story, but it's
Yeah.
a great system.
Yeah, so now my approach was I basically had to come to a realization myself of giving certain things up that I was really accustomed to. The first step that I did was give up my living space, my rent, right? Yeah, I moved in with family members and I lived for free to cut costs anywhere and everywhere I could. I sat down with my brother, who's very good at like the Excel spreadsheet, and he laid it out to me. He's like, hey, you can cut here, you can cut there. And what snowball debt is in a nutshell is just find wherever you have money left over from what you can cut and slash. I mean, you need, right, food, water, and air. So everything else, like, you don't need new clothes, you don't need, I mean, you gotta get your hair done. You gotta get your.
But even with that, look, don't budget even for the hair.
Right, even budget for the hair, whatever. COVID-19 hit when I started doing the snowball debt, so that helped me out. I was in my room.
But snow debt, isn't it starting with the smallest debt and just keeping it?
Exactly. So you're collecting, you're cutting off things that you're used to spending, and that chunk of money you are trying to basically deposit into the lowest fruit first. So I had about like 4 or 5 different private and federal loans. And so I just set up a game plan. Okay, this one is, $3,000, the other one's $5,000, blah, blah, blah. And whichever one was going to be paid off the fastest, I just took the chunk of money that I gathered and I just went, boom, and started knocking it out.
It's a great feeling.
Oh my gosh. It's a high. It's a natural high. But at the same time, it takes discipline and consistency. And the first realization that like I mentally struggled with is like, I have like $1,000 or $2,000 right now. Do I want to put it into this federal loan and pay the government, that I owe actually? Or I can do so many other things with $2,000.
Yes.
Man, I could go shopping. I can make adjustments to my motorcycle. I can just travel. Oh my gosh, everybody needs to travel. So anyway, it was just a lot, like it was a mental wrestle game. But that at the end of the day is what really got me on track. Discipline. I gave up. I can't remember what else I gave up. I think the main thing was the living thing. That was really hard. It's just to submit to my independence and go live with family.
That's huge. I mean, that's what really makes me think is living like no one else. Dave Ramsey talks about buying stuff you can't afford to impress people that don't even care about you, and keeping up with the Joneses and all of that. It's been so normalized. And in my career, I see so many great buyers with great incomes, but they have this debt, and you can't. It's like really limiting them from the basic investments in their life, like buying their own house. So, so what?
Is it? It was hard. It was hard to not care what people think, and the whole keeping up with the Joneses, and it's just it's kind of like giving up some of your freedom for the future. It's not very well celebrated in society today, but thank God I did it. And again, COVID was just wild, but it kind of worked in my favor to be disciplined and not go out and go to movie theaters.
Everything
go
was
out
closed
to
anyway, so you actually had it easy.
Oh my gosh, I'm a social bug. So my social bug entertainment came from immediate family, which was
like
incredible.
Netflix. And Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix. I was like all kinds of shows, $7.99. And my brother, who was doing Excel shit, he's like, "Do you need this Netflix?" I was like, "Stop it! You are not taking my Netflix." So,
but I think the biggest thing what you're talking about, and that is going against the grain of our culture, is immediate gratification. So you're delaying your gratification. You have this $2,000 in your hands that you can spend right now.
Yeah.
But you're choosing not to. So it's huge discipline-wise. And tell us now, are you like at the point of being almost ready to buy a house? Like, where are you at right now?
Oof, good question. So I knocked out. I pretty much was doing incredible during COVID and stuff like that. But
and then COVID ended?
What I never started for me. But I don't know what that is. But so in 6 months, I knocked out my debt. I was just so happy. It's so it's gratifying, to just have that experience, that financial freedom. But then I didn't realize that I had to go on unemployment because our company was going through restructuring. And I just said, like, going through paperwork, it was best for me to be employed. We had to cut employees. Our company had the cabinet shop. And then I got on unemployment. We got hit pretty good during those, it was like 3 months or so. While I was getting my ducks in a row, I got on unemployment. And now I'm actually self-employed. I'm on my own, basically.
So you switch things around.
Working with my brother.
So and then real estate and being pre-approved, that really affects you because now you've changed your statuses how many times?
Right. So that actually knocked me out of the game as far as on paper showing your income. Now I have to basically wait until I get my taxes for next year to show the bank that, hey, I'm legit, I have money, blah, 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 here's what I have. So I'm kind of like a sitting duck, but which is not all bad. I paid off all my school debt, knocked out $20,000 in 6 months. Yeah. But then now it's like money that's coming in actually went into savings. Like for the next 6 months going forward, it's not even 6 months, 5 months, I've accumulated more money. I just have 3% down. And if I wasn't human and if I didn't like motorcycles and I didn't invest,
it would have been easier.
I put 20,000 on top of 3%. I'm qualified for 3% down for a house, and on top of that, I had savings enough to purchase a brand new motorcycle cruiser. Beautiful Indian. Oh, it's like amazing, black, shiny.
Don't deviate.
Yeah. Okay. so if I didn't buy that, I would have been close to like 40K of
that's
of
insane.
Savings. Yeah, I'm like knocking it out. I eventually I guess it just then depends what's important to you, right? I kind of want to live a little too. Well, yeah, I'm an extrovert, and so I have my ducks in a row for a house. I just have to be not dip in those savings that I have for 3% down, and then also continue make sure my I don't accumulate any other loans.
So I think where you left off right now is that everything's in line, all the ducks are in a row, and that's what really allowed you to buy a motorcycle. I believe that you and the loan officer, I think you mentioned, you guys went over the ratios and all that, and you verified that it's going to work out in the long term.
Yeah, I sat down with my loan officer, and he basically ran the numbers, and he told me exactly what the game plan is. He's like, in January, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go boom, boom, boom. You make sure you bring these things to the table, and we're going to go house shopping.
And you guys, that's where I want to stop and just say, that's called a plan.
That's called adulting.
Hashtag adulting. But listen, you are not buying a house right now, but you've sat down and you have a plan in mind, so you know exactly what's going to take place in January. Those that are still paying off your debt, working on your credit score, doing things, you're not sure how the employment is going to work out.
Yeah.
Sit down with a lender and do a soft pre-approval, so to say. They're not going to run you credit. They're going to go off of your words, but you need a plan, because once January arrives, you honestly won't have time to go back and redo your taxes. Or you got to know what to do.
Some cases, this is my case, I didn't know that unemployment was going to set me back. I didn't know, so maybe I would have fought a little harder, or maybe not got on unemployment for a little bit. Maybe I would have looked at different options. But for you, it might be your credit score. It might be not having 3% down, or whatever the case may be. It's good to get that information out in the open. And to see if you pre-approve, or what plan you need to make. So I think that's a great point. Everybody's a unique case. If you care, if you want to have
exactly. But the bottom line is that you're heading towards the big investment, and you can leverage your real estate investment in so many different ways. And we'll probably do a special video on that topic, because it's so exciting. By owning your own home, what you can do with it, long term and short term. So congrats to you. I mean, that's huge, and thanks for sharing. And
Not yet.
I hope
Not yet. I'm still in the waiting game.
Well, we're gonna take y'all shopping, house shopping with us in January, and that's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm excited, and I'm content inside. Like I love it. I get to be on my grind. I'm focusing on my business overtime, and it's just incredible.
And you don't owe anybody. Which is great.
I don't not man owing people. It's just not biblical. How about that? This is not biblical. If you're a Christian,
that's
when you talk,
best way to explain it for sure.
So anyway, hopefully that helps somebody. It's it's a interesting game. I was just kind of like ignorance is a bliss for so long as a 20-year-old something. And now in my 30s, I'm just like, adulting. I need to start caring. Where am I going in life? Yeah, so. That's
right. You guys, thank you for watching. We hope that you found this useful.
And subscribing. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. We appreciate it. We're glowing.
We are glowing.
We are growing slowly but surely.
We're growing and glowing. And I hope you grow as well. So thanks and have a good one. Bye.